the team are at the legendary epicentre of culture in Northern Ireland, Derry City, and we've taken a trip to the beautiful craft village at number 19 Crafts and Design to revisit one of our favourite creatives in the area, Irish creative designer Maureen McGhee. Let's take a look. So, Maureen McGhee, it is great to have you back and see you with a smile on your face, especially due to the current climate. We've been doing a bit of research and we spoke to you on the phone about some work that you've been doing. Before we get into that, I want to ask a little bit about how has things been? It's been almost a year, or just over a year, since we've actually seen you. How have things been since then?
Well, they've been up and down, but I think I've kept quite a resilient outlook to COVID, especially in the first lockdown, which everybody found a bit easier. But you have to be resilient and you have to be inventive. There's big gaps, there's lacks in support, there's the unknown. But I've been keeping busy and I was working with number 19 to kind of get them online in a bigger presence for all of the makers. We are a cooperative of 22 makers.
Wow.
So that kept me busy. I worked with Derry City Council, which are brilliant for business support, and I was working on that in parallel with just different commissions that I was asked to do. So I was ticking over, so I was doing okay.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, you actually had an art installation with one of your colleagues at number 19, Eileen, the Time and Tide exhibition.
Yes, that's right.
Do you want to tell us a bit about that? Because you focused on the hard borders and Brexit and made it into a beautiful art piece. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, Eileen is a graphic artist. She's responsible for my branding and she's a lifetime friend. So we had the idea to have the exhibition in Above and Beyond the Warehouse, thanks to Maureen McGhee. And we focused on Brexit and the borders because Eileen is from Donegal, lives in Donegal. I'm originally from Donegal. And we knew that Brexit at that time was a big thing, so we based the exhibition on the borders and Brexit. Both of us did artwork. I used the wood and the metalwork and patination, and Eileen, she works in pastels and oils. So we did joint pieces that depicted our thoughts on the border, that art doesn't know borders. You know, it's a man-made thing, and Eileen was aware of it being made quite impossible to actually move art across borders, really difficult, whereas it should be able to move freely because it made more sense. So we based the exhibition on that, but it was really successful. UTV did a piece for us, and it was a happy time, and it was the last time that we had an exhibition where people can actually mingle very closely.
Yeah, and it was very nice that you could actually have that.
Yeah.
And forward to that, if I'm correct here, you've designed pieces for some of the most renowned people in Northern Ireland. Now, I know John Hume's wife, the late John Hume, God rest him, his wife Pat, and Johnny McNeil, Courtney Cox, you have designed a piece for their late father as well, which you describe as a very emotional piece. Could you tell us a bit about that as well?
Yeah, the piece, it actually was gifted from Johnny's mother, and she knows my work, and he actually has that piece, but it was based around, my father died just before the exhibition, and he was 98 years, so I actually wrote a piece about life being like the tides coming in to the shore, and that we all then return. Nobody really disappears, the water, the waves go back to the large ocean. So it's based on a piece of thoughts that some people call poetry, and it's just my words, and it depicted the moon and the tide in the copper with the wood. He has that piece now, so
wow,
it's
that's
an
fantastic.
Piece. But it was an emotional piece because he also experienced the loss of his father, and Pauline connected with it. So
and obviously that was a very special piece to you with your father passing away. And it's great that you had that opportunity. I mean, Snow Patrol and Courtney Cox, they are world renowned, so that must have been absolutely mind blowing.
I know. I know. I appreciate people's privacy, so I don't always kind of capitalise on things. And with it being a kind of personal gift, but I was given the okay, to share it. So I'm not going to talk about that. But Yeah, the emotion, and there was a, you know, when you're writing about something about death, you know, a piece in an exhibition, I thought, will people connect with this? But obviously,
yeah,
the right person did.
No, that's totally amazing. I mean, me and the team are extremely proud to hear that you know, you are reaching for higher goals, and it's great to see that people are connecting with that. Also, I know that you have designed a huge sculpture piece, I believe, for St. Cecilia's College as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a bit about that as well?
Yeah, that piece, I mean, I have a past life, doesn't everybody, but I taught for about 20 years in St. Cecilia's Secondary School in the heart of Cregan in Derry. It's a fantastic girls' school. And while I was there, I had the opportunity under the directorship of Kathleen Gormley, now Kathleen O'Hare, and she gave me the opportunity to, I just happened to say, I'd love to design a bigger piece. And if you know Kathleen, she kind of, okay, do it. You know. So the the Irish Society in London, they supported it. And it's a piece called Spirits of Our Souls. And it depicts, St. Cecilia is the patron saint of music. So I based it on a bass clef, which then in stainless steel, which became a wave or wind on the sails. And the wood is the boat depicting the leaving of St. Columkill from Derry, and also her emigration. And then St. Cecilia, she was actually quite dramatically stabbed. And there's a formation of her just being carried by the bass clef. So it's about 2.5 meters high, and it actually has a lovely space in the school in the large foyer. So I'm really proud of that piece.
I mean, that is huge. I mean, the piece itself is huge, and you know, getting to do that is huge as well, especially because of your connection, you know, to teaching in St. Cecilia's and being able to put the history of Derry in such a big piece. That must have been amazing for you as well.
Yeah, it was a big day, but it's lovely to see now that there's generations. There's a generation of Derry girls getting education and passing in front of it, and it carries the spirits. The name is Spirits of Our Souls, so it carries the name to show that each of us have a spirit, and we have a history and a strength. So it's a really positive icon for me, but it's a landmark piece in my work.
So, all saying that, you've done some epic work on epic scales with St. Cecilia's, you know, and people of such a big stature in the media industry and the entertainment industry. But I want to touch on a subject that not many people want to touch on now, but it is a current subject, COVID-19. We don't want to shed it on a bad light, but I just want to express to the viewers at home what it actually takes to maybe redesign or reimagine yourself for COVID-19. Now, it's not something, you know, that anyone wants to go through, but at the end of the day, this is the current climate that we're in. Is there any advice you would give anybody having, you know, a local business or, you know, a local creatives into helping themselves move forward through COVID?
Yeah, well, what I would say is be resilient. I think resilience and take time out. Even yesterday, just watching different items on the news happening worldwide, it can put you in a place where negative thoughts become kind of primarily at the front of your mind. But I think you have to park it, and you have to then think about yourself. And thinking about yourself isn't a negative; it's actually a positive, because you can draw strength from within. We each have that strength, we have the talent, and being creative, then we're probably at a head start because we're used to thinking differently. In a practical sense, anybody who's in that position, I would actually make contact with your local council and see what support is out there, because there's new support out there for COVID, and definitely myself and COVID-19, we benefited really well from the support given by the Derry City Council. And I would use it as a time to try the things that you have been putting off. Because I actually see the lockdown as an opportunity to stop. And out of silence come those ideas and opportunity. I know it's very easy to say, and I have my days where I just put my head in my hands and wonder, what am I doing? But there's so many things to do. I had a busy day before I came here today, and I'm always trying to improve. So improve what you have, stop, take stock, look outside and see what support there is out there, and talk to like creatives and give your support to other creatives, because everybody has something to offer.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. A huge thank you from us to Derry City Council as well, because they have helped us along the way as well.
Definitely.
And contacting your local council is an excellent way to get you ahead of the game. Now, you do need to rethink your strategies as a creative, but there is an opportunity, as you say, to maybe change the way you're operating and help other creatives. And we have a golden networking opportunity, really.
Well, we have, and everybody has the ability to do it. You have to believe in yourself. You know, for example, myself and Eileen, who did the exhibition you spoke about, we're planning in the middle of another lockdown that probably will be quite extended, and we're planning another exhibition at the same time this year. So you have to always work towards something. You know, don't stand still. Always keep moving and keep taking opportunities. Look at something that you haven't thought of trying and try it. You've nothing to lose.
Yeah, I would totally agree. So it's been great having you back and seeing that you are powering through this very tough time. Now, you can have a look at Maureen McGhee's stuff at www.maureenmcghee.com, and you'll find all her social links on our website just down below the video. And we look forward to seeing what you've got in store for the future and staying connected.
Thank you, and thanks, Kaitlin, for this opportunity. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.